What's up guys, I'm Sean. Today we're going to be adding one more piece to the front Aero. Fender vents. So all the Aero pieces work together. Add the front splitter kit, which when the air comes to the front, it forces the front end down, giving more grip in the front. The air also hits the front canards, which pushes the front end down as well, but it funnels the air up and over the car towards the back of the wing. These fender vents, with the fin slightly bent up, is going to add a little bit more downforce, but more importantly, all that turbulent air is going to escape through the fender vents. I also have hood vents as well, which provides a little bit more downforce in the front, but allows all that hot engine air to get sucked out of the car. So in theory, that's how all the Aero works. So let's get to it. Here are the fender vents by N15 Design. Comes with a pair of vents, some rivets, and instructions. Get the car safely on jack stands and remove the front wheels. Lay some tape down on the fenders. This is the fender vent. 2 holes are in the back, 3 holes are in the front. From the bottom of the fender vent to where the bumper meets the fender should be about 7 inches. Put a mark here. Now I'm going to cut my outline. So now I'm going to cut the inside outline. I'm going to put the template onto the fender and we're going to mark where we're going to have to cut the fender. So trace the inside. And then I double check my measurement from here to here, which is 7 inches. And from here to here is a couple millimeters. And the back side as well. The middle is going to be different because the fender curves right here. The fender liner is still here. I'm going to remove it later. But in the meantime, I'm going to bag and cover up my brakes and suspension. Eye protection, face mask, some earmuffs, gloves, cutting tool, and we're going to cut the line. Now I can clean this up a little bit, cut a little bit more here. So we just finished the cut, and you can see the fender liner in the inside. I trimmed that previously, and we're gonna probably trim a little bit more of the fender liner later. So now what we're gonna do is bend the fins to the angle that we want. I'm pushing up with my pointer fingers and down with my thumb, and you just do it slowly. So I just bent the fins. Try to get the gap very similar on each of these, and then when we lay it down here, we're gonna double check it to make sure that the opening in here is big enough. If not, we'll have to probably trim a little bit more. So I have to trim the inside a little bit more to make room for the bent fins. Once I know it fits in the opening, then I'm gonna bend the outside of the vents to match the curve of the fender. Once I get that in a good spot, then we're gonna paint this and let it dry. Then now you can clean this up with a file. Now I'm gonna remove the tape and then add some touch-up paint. And the touch-up paint is gonna help prevent rusting. Now is a good time to cut the inside fender liner. So now the turbulent air can escape out of the vents. And I left the remaining part of the fender liner still in the car to provide some extra protection from the elements. Now we're going to get ready to paint this. Scuff it up with some really fine sandpaper like 1000 or 1500 grit or a Scotch Brite pad. I'll just lightly rough up the outside. I wouldn't worry about the inside too much, so the paint has something to stick to that's not too smooth. Actually, it would have been a lot easier to sand this when it was flat before bending the fins. So after it's been lightly sanded, clean it with some acetone. So this is the paint I'm using. Acrylic enamel Rust-Oleum gloss black. I'm going to spray a couple thin coats on the inside first. Let that dry. Flip it. And then spray 3 to 4 nicer coats on the outside. While we're waiting for the paint to dry, let's go grab some lunch at one of my favorite spots. Gotta get that Powerade on a hot day. I'm gonna have lunch and then get back to work. So it's been 24 hours, the vents are dry. Now we're gonna install them onto the fenders. Get your 1/8 inch drill bit. So we're gonna line up the fender vent, drill the 3 holes, rivet this on, and then drill these holes, rivet it on, and slowly work our way back, drilling and riveting. We can start installing the rivets. Yeah, first one's in. Now we're gonna push this back, drill the hose, and work our way towards the back of the car. So I just finished drilling and riveting. So this side's done. Let's move on to the other side. Alright guys, everything done. Now I have fender vents like the Porsche 911 GT3 and the Viper ACR. I'm going to Laguna Seca in a week. Can't wait to try these out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.